Every person wants the path to be easy, smooth roads, no setbacks, no resistance. But the Stoics, they saw it differently. They believed your greatest growth would come through pain, not around it. That the wall in your way isn't blocking the path, it is the path. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, life isn't happening to you. It's happening for you, if you have the strength to face it without flinching. Every challenge is secretly an invitation to grow tougher, to get wiser, to build the kind of inner power no one can take from you. The pain you're running from might be your breakthrough. If you're ready to stop avoiding the hard parts and start using them as fuel, this video is your wake-up call. Drop a comment with if you're ready to turn your setbacks into strength. Let's begin. Part 1. Face it, don't flee it. We live in a world that teaches escape. Feel pain, distract yourself, struggle, run to comfort, get uncomfortable, scroll, swipe, binge, avoid. But the Stoics, they saw this as the beginning of weakness. Because every time you flee from a challenge, you train your mind to panic when discomfort shows up. You build a habit of avoidance, and that habit will trap you in a very small life. Marcus Aurelius faced war, betrayal, death, and disease, not in theory, but daily. Yet he never once wrote about wishing it all away. Instead, he said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." In other words, pain doesn't break you, your reaction to pain does. The modern world makes it easy to escape, but every time you do, the fear grows, the resistance grows. The mind starts to believe the discomfort is dangerous, and slowly you stop showing up to your own life. But here's the Stoic truth. The problem isn't the obstacle. The problem is the fear of facing it. The first rule of turning pain into power is this: face it, don't flee it, sit with it, breathe through it, look directly at what you've been avoiding, because clarity only comes when you stop running. Epictetus, born into slavery and physical suffering, said, "Difficulties are things that show a person who they are." That line hits hard because he's right. When you finally stop numbing, blaming, or escaping, you see what you're actually made of. Not the curated version, not the version in your head, the real version, tested in fire. And here's the beautiful part. The mind adjusts, the fear shrinks, the body steadies, and you begin to realize you can take more than you thought, because facing the pain gives it shape. It gives you control. It allows you to step into the arena and say, "This is mine, I will carry it. I will make something out of it." Most people will never reach their potential, not because they weren't capable, but because they kept running from the very thing that could have made them stronger. Don't be most people. The next time something hard shows up, stop. Don't reach for your phone. Don't run to your usual escape. Stand still, breathe, and face it. You'll realize something profound. The pain isn't here to punish you. It's here to wake you up. Part 2. Shift the frame. It's not a curse. It's training. Most people treat pain like a punishment, a sign something's wrong, that they've messed up, or that life is unfair. But the Stoics, they flipped the script completely to them. Pain wasn't a curse, it was training. Think about it. When a warrior trains, what do? They lift heavy, they get bruised, they break down and rebuild. They suffer on purpose because they know what's coming. The Stoics believed that life itself was that kind of gym. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. Wrestling, it's gritty, it's real, it's unpredictable, but it's also necessary. Because if you don't train, you don't survive. And worse, you don't grow." Now, here's where it gets powerful. Your pain doesn't mean life is against you. It means life is preparing you. Look at the hardest things you've gone through in life, the real battles, the heartbreak, the failure, the betrayal, and be honest, didn't they shape you? Didn't they sharpen something in you that comfort never could? Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." But that only works if you reframe the experience. You can either say, "Why me?" or you can say, "Thank you for the fire. Now watch what I build from it." That's the power of reframing. It doesn't deny the pain. It doesn't sugarcoat reality. It simply chooses a lens that gives you power instead of taking it away. You've probably heard of cognitive reframing, but the Stoics practiced it 2,000 years ago. They trained themselves to meet every hardship with a question: what is this here to teach me? That question turns the enemy into a mentor. It turns the darkness into a classroom. Even Epictetus, who was beaten so badly in slavery that his leg became permanently deformed, used his suffering as his greatest teacher. He didn't ask for an easier life. He built stronger beliefs. That's the mindset that changes your story from "I'm cursed" to "I'm being carved into something better." This isn't delusion, it's discipline. Because anyone can feel good when life is easy. But Stoics measure strength by how well you hold your values. When it's not, the obstacle is the test, but it's also the teacher. And if you change the way you see it, it changes what it becomes. So the next time life hits you hard, don't just absorb it. Don't ask for it to stop. Instead, whisper, "Good, let it train me," because it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Part 3. Control what you can. Use what you can't. When life gets chaotic, most people try to control everything. Every detail, every person, every outcome. And when things don't go their way, they spiral. They panic, they blame. But the Stoics saw that chaos differently. They didn't fight the storm. They learned how to sail through it. Epictetus put it simply: some things are up to us, and some things are not. This wasn't just philosophy. It was survival. He was born a slave. He couldn't control his circumstances, but he could control how he responded to them, and that made all the difference. See, when you waste your energy on things outside your control, what people think, what they say, what happens next, you give away your peace, your strength, your clarity. But when you focus only on what's yours, to manage your thoughts, your actions, your mindset, you regain power, and that shift, that's the beginning of freedom. Imagine you're holding a burning coal in your hand. You're angry, it's hot, you want it to change, but the longer you hold it, the more it burns you. Stoicism says, put it down, not by force, but by choosing to let go of what isn't yours to carry. You can't control if people misunderstand you, but you can control whether you argue with them or stay grounded in who you are. You can't control the past, but you can control the meaning you assign to it and the actions you take now. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you show up in it. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Stoics didn't stop at just letting go. They used what they couldn't control as tools to build resilience. Marcus Aurelius, in the middle of war and plague, wrote, A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it. Everything, the insult, the betrayal, the heartbreak, the failure, all of it, fuel. That's how you rise above the world without running from it. Not by bending everything to your will, but by making everything serve your growth. So the next time you feel powerless, pause. Ask, is this within my control? If yes, act. If no, use it anyway. Because that's what Stoics do. They don't need perfect conditions. They build inner power so strong, nothing outside can shake it. Part 4. Let it refine you, not define you. Life will mark you, that's a fact. No matter how careful you are, you're going to get hurt. You'll fail, you'll lose people, you'll make mistakes, you'll be misunderstood. And when that happens, you have two choices. Let it define you, or let it refine you. The Stoics always chose the second. Marcus Aurelius lost children, faced betrayal, dealt with war, disease, pressure from every side. Yet his journal, meditations, reads like a training manual in staying steady, because he never let what happened to him dictate what happened within him. He wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed." It's not denial, it's power. Because the truth is, pain is inevitable, but being broken by it, that's optional. You've probably been through something that left a scar emotionally, mentally, maybe even physically. Most people carry that pain like it's who they are. They say, "I'm the one who got cheated on. I'm the one who failed that business. I'm the one who lost everything." That kind of identity becomes a cage. But the Stoics taught, you are not what happened to you. You are who you choose to become because of it. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Read that again. It means your pain doesn't prove you're weak. It proves you've been given the chance to rise. Think of metal in fire. The flame doesn't destroy it. It refines it, removes impurities, makes it stronger, sharper, clearer. That's what your hardship is. A forge, yes, it hurts. Yes, it's hard. But it's also the very thing that's shaping you into someone the old you could have never imagined. The Stoics didn't ignore the pain. They felt it, they sat with it, and then they turned it into wisdom, into clarity, into action, into deeper strength. You're going to carry your story for the rest of your life. The question is, will it be a weight that crushes you, or a fire that fuels you? You get to decide. Let it refine you. Let it polish the parts of you that still need work. Let it remind you of what really matters. And let it push you to show up, not as a victim of life, but as someone who used every blow to get better. That's what Stoicism is. Not being unaffected, but being undefeated.